Hey everybody, it's Sherry. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Hey, today we're going to make a Kleenex box cover. I've made these before in my house and I needed a couple more. And I have a perfect box that I get in the mail. And I know you guys probably won't have this exact box, but if you have a box that you can cut down, this is such a cute little cover other than how, so you don't have to look at that Kleenex box all the time. And I know there are all different kinds out there. So this one is 5 inches wide by 6.5 inches tall. And if you want to cut it and make it short or make it the same height as the Kleenex box, that's fine, that works. But I leave the height the way it is, and it's snug enough that the box fits up in there very tightly. So it works out perfectly. So on one end, you're going to cut off one end of the box completely, right? You don't need the flaps or anything because the box will fit up in there. And on the other end, as you see me here, I'm going to cut off, it's about probably an inch on 2 of the flaps, and the other flaps, it's probably about 1/2 inch. So just make the opening big enough that the Kleenex can come out without tearing or getting stuck. These are the other flaps. I'm cutting off about 1/2 inch, I would say here. So you're going to close it up like that. We're going to glue it closed, and then we're going to paint it. Whatever color you guys like, whatever your style is, if it's primitive, shabby chic, French country, use the color that most speaks to you. I used Waverly's Moss, I believe is the color that I'm going to use here. And then we're going to embellish the sides of the box. Now there's the other end that I had glued closed, but I'm now cutting it off because I'm realizing I don't need that. So cut off the one end, you won't need it at all. So leave the one end open, and you're going to now glue the other end shut so that the top is all nice and tight, so the Kleenexes can stick out. And you're going to paint it. You can also embellish the top as well. Whatever, if you want to put stamps on it, or paint it a different color, or stick something else on it. Yeah, there's Waverly's Moss. I'm going to paint mine in. On screen, this looks so funny. I have 2 different gloves on. I look like 2 different people doing one job. So you paint your box green. We're going to speed this up so you don't have to sit here and watch me painting a box. There's no fun in that. So paint the entire box green, top, sides, everything. And then I'm going to use this little chalkboard sign that I had bought at Dollar Tree some time ago. I'm going to take my black paint, for that bump there. I'm going to paint the edges black to match the interior chalk board. And we're going to glue that to one side of the box. Now on mine, I opted to distress it with a baby wipe. Take some of that paint off the outside. You could further distress it by, of course, sanding it if you'd like, using a different color totally. I don't have any chalk paint, or I would attempt to make a little chalkboard paint on the box itself. So I use these. I got these a pack of, 4 or 5. So on here, I'm going to use one of my chalkboard pens, if you will, to write on it the word bless you. I guess you could write Kachu or blessed or whatever you'd like to put on there. Help yourself, or whatever you feel is good. And I did a primitive star. Then if you needed to, you could probably, coat that with a clear coat or some Mod Podge so that it doesn't rub off, or maybe not if you want to change it at some point. And here I'm taking my stamps, and we're going to do one side. I do Home Sweet Home. With Distress Oxide color. On the last one I did, I think I used black ink. Of course, you could make any word you would like on there. And then on one side, I'm going to draw a primitive star. And it's super easy to draw. Just do your childhood star that you would always draw as a kid. And, make your legs as skinny or as fat as you'd like. And at the end, right before we glue on the Bless You chalk sign, we're going to distress it with some sandpaper. And I believe after the fact, I use some Distress Oxide around the edges of the box to help it look more primitive. I do go back in and fix that top one. That top one's a little wider, not pointy enough as I want it, but I left it alone on here. And then I take this stencil that I had gotten, also at Dollar Tree, and I put it on one side of it as well. And this brush did not want to work very well on this stencil. The stencil opening was so narrow, it just didn't seem to want to go in the grooves very well, but we got it in without smearing it, thankfully. So of course, any stencil you have, you can use if you have one that's the right size, or if you want to use your Cricut to make yourself a stencil of some sort, that would be awesome. I should do something with the Cricut on here. I haven't used my Cricut in such a long time. So Farmer's Market on one side of the Kleenex box came out really well. And then here I glued on the little chalkboard sign, and we have all the sides done. As you can see that I've distressed it already. So there's our project for today. Super easy, fast. There's your Kleenex box. Stick it in through the bottom. It's up in there snug, and here's our finished product. So I have 2 of these here, but I have several of them around my house. I hope you'll give this project a try. It turns out super cute. Let me know if you try it. Thanks for stopping by.